Mr. Bambi. ToyHouse page written by Rep. Name: Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. Age: 34. Gender and pronouns: male, he, him. Orientation: asexual. He doesn't care about all that relationship stuff. Species? Question mark. Residence: Fort Geraldton, USA. Overview. Mr. Bambi, most commonly known as just Bambi, is an oddball of a person. He's mostly known for his aggressive and confusing behavior. A lot of people see him as the local cryptid, but he has a close-knit set of friends. He hangs out with his friend Dave a lot of the time. One thing people associate with Bambi the most is his residence. He lives in an abandoned farm in Fort Geraldton, well known for its plethora of corn and yellow grass. The barn Bambi resides in is a total dump, full of corn kernels and destroyed cans of water. Despite the mess, Bambi is very protective of his farm, yelling at anyone he doesn't know that gets within a mile radius of it. Bambi doesn't work, but he doesn't really need to. He's taken from junkyards and doesn't need much to be happy. Personality. Mr. Bambi is a pretty unfriendly person to most. He's quick to get agitated and can just be a general nuisance when you get in contact with him. With his friends, however, he tends to be pretty down-to-earth and genuine, with only the occasional outburst. Bambi has a huge attachment to things like his phone and corn. If he doesn't have either, he might go crazy. Bambi is a pretty messy person. He's constantly breaking stuff and leaving trash on the floor. Bambi acts in weird and confusing ways. He has odd routines, speaks in tongues when he gets mad, and has the weirdest sense of humor. Nobody really knows why he acts the way he does, but not many people want to know. Bambi can actually be pretty chill if you catch him on a good day. Mystery. Nobody knows about Bambi, really. Not even his friends have truly cracked him. His past prior to Fort Geraldton is hard to tell. He never accounts it. The previous statements about how he acts freaks many people around the town out. Anybody who's investigated Bambi definitely hasn't gotten very far. Bambi's friends have really just come to accept his mysterious aspects and tend to ignore them. Past. This is as much Bambi tells about his past. We start in Fort Geraldton, where it's very unclear how Bambi got there. Bambi was a bit of a nomad, hiding around the area, freaking people out a lot of the time. These years as a nomad is where he would meet Bambi. Bambi would intentionally try avoiding Bambi at the start, but they did get to know each other pretty well later on. They were never best friends though, only meeting every once in a while and having their disagreements. Eventually, Bambi would find an abandoned farm which he would come to live at. After finding a permanent home, Bambi and Bambi's friendship would fizzle out over the years. Bambi would still make the occasional friend, but these friendships would never really get far. This would change when Dave moved to Fort Geraldton. On a whim one night, Dave noticed somebody hanging around the huge abandoned farm close to his house and thought paying the person living there a visit would be nice. This unexpected act would kickstart Bambi and Dave's friendship. This friendship somewhat defines Bambi, as he tends to hang out with Dave so much he's seen his family very often. This extends to the present. Trivia. Bambi gets phones free of charge from Dave in case he ever breaks one. For some odd reason, they're tough, just like bricks. The screen kinda looks painted on too. Bambi doesn't care though. Bambi drives a truck. It's surprisingly never broken down. Bambi has never been seen without his green hat. He keeps it on his head like his life depends on it. Bambi's favorite color is green. Bambi tends to follow cartoon logic. He has disembodied hands and can contort his body in weird ways if he wants to. Bambi is fluent in Portuguese. Nobody knows how. Bambi loves his hot dogs with a little dirt dashed onto them. Main relationships. Dave. Bambi's best friend. Not much to say that hasn't already been said. Bambi often protects Dave and helps him out even if he doesn't realize. Tristan. Bambi has a ton of dumb fun with Tristan. They get along doing stupid shit. Never anything smart going on when you see these two together. Playrobot. Playrobot is the member of Dave's family which Bambi talks to the least. He still tries to get along with her, but Bambi just doesn't understand her most of the time. Muko. Bambi and Muko don't gel together very well. They're polar opposites in many ways, so they tend to step on each other's feet. Bambi's heading out if Muko's around. Bimpi. Bimpi and Bambi have a weird history with each other. Bambi does get annoyed when Bimpi shows up unannounced, but they're friendly when Bimpi isn't crashing in on Bambi's party. They do have a lot of visual similarities, but Bambi really does not care, and neither does Bimpi. Maldo. Maldo tends to help Bambi when Dave isn't around through random acts of kindness. Maldo just thinks Bambi's chill, and Bambi thinks the same of Maldo. If Dave was ever gone, Bambi would definitely be going to Maldo. Memes Kid. They're friends for some reason. They share the same humor. Enough said. Thank you for watching my video.